I'm standing in the streets of Orange City, Iowa on January 12th. It's snowing and we just had a great meeting inside of this cafe with people from this town on the Faith, Hope, and Love for a Change on Election Day tour. What we're doing is traveling the country and asking people if they would consider making the common good their voting criteria, which shouldn't be a shocking call unless you realize that so many religious people feel so deeply tied into the Republican Party that they benefit from other people coming around to encourage them, that their faith may be calling them to something more than their party loyalty or their party habitual voting habit. So we ask people if they would consider making the common good their voting criteria. We'll do it in the snow, we'll do it in the sunshine, we'll do it in the mountains, we'll do it on the plains, we'll do it from one coast to the other coast, from one border to the next. We're traveling to all 50 states. We're spending the year asking people to make the common good their voting criteria.
Great, and then give us something about how this is coming out of your faith, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so a little bit about that.
Yeah. Part of the drive for many of us to be on this Faith, Hope, and Love for a Change on Election Day tour is that we're people of deep faith ourselves, and we want to see the country be better for everyone. It's what we call the common good. And so as people of faith, we're not asking for our politicians to hold our faith. We're asking for our fellows who do hold the faith to vote for politicians who care about the common good. So for some people, they get confused because they think that if you're a person of faith engaging in politics, what you're primarily concerned about is how that's going to service you. But as a Christian, I would say that I should do nothing out of selfish ambition, including my voting. I should always be thoughtful about the common good. So we will travel everywhere in this country to do that. We'll stand in the snow in Iowa. We will travel to the mountains. We'll travel to the oceans. We'll go from coast to coast and from border to border, inviting everyone in this country to consider the common good as their voting criteria.
Okay, give me a couple, where are you going from here? Give us, name some cities,
So I'm standing in Orange City, Iowa. We've just had our second event of the Faith, Hope, and Love for a Change on Election Day tour. And from here, we're going to travel to Denver, Colorado and have an event. And then we're going to go to Salt Lake City, Utah, to Reno, Nevada, to San Francisco, California, to Fresno, California, to Los Angeles, California, to Phoenix, Arizona, to Las Cruces, New Mexico, to Dallas, Texas, to Fayetteville, Arkansas, to Oklahoma City, and then we'll be back here in Iowa, all within the next 3 weeks, and from there we'll go on to the rest of the country, visiting every state before their primary in the 2020 election season.
Are you hopeful for 2020, and why? Or why not? Or is hope even the right word?
When people ask why we're out here traveling the country and standing in the snowstorms in Iowa or going to the deserts of New Mexico, they say, you must be very hopeful about what's going to happen in the election in 2020. And if hope was all that we had, we would just stay home and wish for the best. We actually think that the future of how America is going to vote is up to all of us. And so we're going to do what we can to make the future that we want to see happen. Not just hope that people will behave in a particular way. Not that hope's not important, it's the centerpiece of what we do. We're the Faith, Hope, and Love for a Change on Election Day tour. But we believe that faith, hope, and love call people to action and not just to observation.
How's life on the bus?
You know, standing in the street of Orange City, Iowa in the middle of a snowstorm isn't all that pleasant, but life on that bus actually is. There's something wonderful about traveling this country on the roads, on the small roads and on the wide highways, and meeting people and inviting people to engage in a Faith, Hope, and Love for a Change on Election Day project. It's just truly one of the great experiences of my life.